Oh, here we are. I'm joined by Bob. Hi, Bob.
Hello. Yes, sir. Hi.
Well, it was a bit embarrassing for me because you've actually got your own amateur radio station, don't you? I couldn't even turn my own microphone on, and I've been doing it for 18 years. Tell us, before we get into your amateur radio station, what men's shed you're a part of and what led you to being a part of that men's shed.
Okay, look, I got a great lot of enjoyment. I was accepted pretty much straight away into the group of the shed. It's great. One of the best things I ever did. So I moved down from Sydney about 5 years ago. After I retired, sitting around twiddling my thumbs, wondering what to do, it was my son-in-law that said, look, there's a men's shed up the road, why don't you go and have a look? So I did, and it was the best thing I did. So, but I'm not much of a woodworker. I did play with metalwork on and off over the years, so I learned a bit about that. But then I heard someone say, you know what, the shed's not being utilised to its full potential. So I made a suggestion. Why don't we have an electronics group? And also being a net radio person, why not an amateur radio group? And they said to me, if you think it's a good idea, you do it. So we got things rolling, and yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Well, that's it, isn't it? It's not just woodwork now either. It is all these other things.
Yeah.
So what men's shed are you part of?
I'm part of the Channel Men's Shed in Margate. Yeah.
And so tell me about this amateur radio network. What is it?
Okay, well, amateur radio covers a whole range of things. There are people that are interested in bouncing the signals off the moon or meteor trails or that sort of thing. There's guys in Tasmania with world records for sending microwave signals across the Tasman. It's as good as you want to make it. It's as challenging as you want to make it. But over the years, I've dealt with working with satellites, working with the International Space Station, just contacting other amateurs around the country or whatever. On HF, with an HF radio, you can talk to people around the world. I remember years ago, I spoke to someone, and I hadn't had my licence very long, and I spoke to someone in Japan, and that was interesting, and I could hear in the background this festival going on with crackers and goodness knows what going on. And that was really interesting. You've got a selection of frequencies that you can tune to, and you just have a listen, basically, see what's around, or put out a call and see if someone hears you. Now, as soon as I finished the contact with this guy in Japan, I had a call. Someone called me, and he was in Siberia. And that was really interesting because I was sitting at my radio in Sydney at the time. It was 40 degrees. In Siberia, it was minus 40 degrees.
No!
Yeah.
So where did your passion come from what did you do for a living?
Most of my life, I'm an electronics tech. But it started out when I was a school kid. I was playing with old 6-volt radios out of FJ Holdens and things. Just tinkering.
So you set this up in the men's shed there?
Yeah.
And so what happens within your group? What do you do?
All right. For instance, we have once a week chat with members who have their own amateur radio in their homes. So we don't even go to the shed one night a week, and we just get together and talk about things we would want to do and projects that are coming up from home. But we also meet on a Saturday morning at the shed to put those things into practice, building antennas or setting up radios, that sort of thing. And there's so many facets of the hobby that we get into that. But it's not just radio. We've got an electronics group where some of the old guys that haven't touched electronics during their life want to know more about it. So they sit down and they build little things. We've got one of the guys, one of the tutors, he's actually a biochemist. I think he's a doctor of biochemistry, but he loves the little microcontrollers, the Arduinos, the ESP32s and that sort of thing, tiny little microcontrollers, and they build things with them. And that's the thing with amateur radio too, you get to talk to people around the country. So you wouldn't normally run into them. We're also planning, or we've got something in progress now, where we have a regular contact with other men's sheds. In particular, Noosa, we talk to Noosa Men's Shed, or the radio hams up there, every week, every Tuesday morning. And that's great to catch up.
What a great idea too, to connect with other men's sheds.
That's one of the things we want to do. We'll talk to anyone, but it's great to talk to other men's sheds as well.
In terms of men's shed and men's health,
yeah,
how has that helped your health or you?
Well, it has me for sure. But the whole idea, and this is where amateur radio is such a handy thing, you're actually making contact with people. You're talking to people. And I've made some lifelong friends with amateur radio, but it's great. Every week you meet someone new and you share ideas and share life's experience.